Hey everybody, this is David Mars with Mars HVAC Services. Just wanted to take a minute and go over a small house with y'all and show you the basics of doing a house. This house right here is going to be located in Ocala, Florida. I already have that pre-set up for the weather location. And then of course our earth temperature city is Jacksonville. On here, I'm going to name it just example home. On this, just for the example, we're going to make the front door facing east. And I'm going to save this. This is also a very important step too. Make sure that you always save your work, because I've seen many a times where I'll start on a home and get about halfway, 3/4 of the way through it, and something will happen with the software, some type of corruption will happen, and you lose everything and you have to start all back over again. Sometimes you get lucky and it has a autosave function and you can get some of that back, but I don't always depend on that. It's just one of those things you don't want to do. All right, so I'm going to make sure my house is, the front door is going to be facing down that way. So I'm going to be changing my orientation that way. So the front door will still be facing east. On here, I'm going to make sure that the insulation values are all correct. So this home is going to have a ceiling under attic, R30 insulation, half-inch gypsum board, and then asphalt shingles. Let's see, our windows are going to be double pane, low E, vinyl, and with argon. And we're going to click OK on that. Now, one thing I'm going to go back to that real quick. One thing I want you to keep an eye on is our U value and solar heat gain coefficient on this side. A lot of times you'll get information from the builder that will be different from those, and then you can go ahead and use that information instead of using this information here. And I'll show you a little example of that as well. So let's go over and make sure our walls are set. We're going to use block wall with R5. Now on this is one of those things where Wrightsoft doesn't have it 100% accurate, but we can get it close enough to where we're still doing it as close as possible. So what we're going to do is we're using a rigid foam board, which has an equivalency to an R5, but they don't have that capability for it to be on an interior. So we have to show it on the exterior. And that would be fine right there, just doing it like that, because we'll still have the insulation value of an R5, and we're still showing that we're using concrete block walls. So as long as that's there, we're completely okay. Our doors, we're just going to go with a solid wood. And since this is in Florida, we're going to have a slab on grade with no slab insulation. And we're going to put some carpet on it. And we're ready to start our house. Whenever I do it, I like to kind of have everything off to the sides. I don't like to have things right in the middle or in front or impeding. It just kind of gets in the way. So on this, we'll start out by drawing our kitchen. Typically how I do it, I start out with all my rooms first, and then I'll either go this direction with it, or sometimes I'll go down and around, but I always stick with the same type of, the same formula. You know, if I go to the right, and when I come back around and I go to the right, put the windows in, I'll do it the same exact way. That also lets me double check myself as well. There's our dining room. Bath 2. Bedroom 2. Bedroom 3.